go and lease a car for 2 years. What do? You go into the showroom, you sign a bit of paper, you know what the lease payments are. It's over 2 years, it's 24 lease payments. You'll probably pay 3 or 6 lease payments up front, yeah? And you drive the car out before. You sign a bit of paper, you put some money across, you've got the lease agreement, and after 2 years, when that period is up, you don't have a choice. You can give the car back and walk away, yeah? Or you can purchase the car at an agreed price. Or maybe you may be allowed to carry on renting it or carry on leasing on another period. Simple enough scenario, isn't it? One we all understand. It's exactly the same in houses. No different at all. Exactly the same as a house and a car. How come I can go in a showroom and buy a car, £85,000 car, and drive it off on a lease? I can't go and buy a house. Crazy, isn't it? People pay more for cars than other houses and can't just go and buy a house. So that's what we're going to talk to you about this evening. Who then are our customers? Home seekers who are unable to purchase in a traditional manner. Again, forget tradition. We're not doing this traditionally. We're looking for people who want to buy, are desperate to buy, but can't do so in the normal way. First time buyers, I've already covered those. I don't have enough money for the deposit. Migrant workers, people who are moving into this country, some very, very good people here, want to buy, but can't buy because maybe their visa or work permits, they don't qualify to get a mortgage just now, but they're desperate and they've got the dosh in their hand, but they can't buy. You can't sell to them, can you? They can't get the mortgage. You know the people, they come looking, I want to buy that house, you can't, for another couple of years. People with poor credit records, they misbehave themselves or something unfortunate has happened, and now the lenders, of course, are very choosy in who they give money to. Again, you get this, people would like to buy, but a couple of black spots on their record. This is my favourite one, divorcees. I think it's great now, divorcees, because what happens when they have a ruck? She throws him out, keeps the house, he has to go and find another property, come and rent one property, or he needs to go and buy another property. He's got the money to buy, but maybe he can't buy it just now until the marital home is sorted out, maybe a couple of years to sort it out, but he's ready there to buy, but he can't do that, he's desperate to buy. So there we have 4 classes of people who are our customers. They all need to buy. But what they've got in common is they've all got a problem which is stopping them from buying. They've all got a problem. What we look at is problems. An entrepreneur is somebody who solves problems for people at a profit. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to sell anything. You just solve people's problems. Tonight, we're not buying anything, we're not selling anything, we're just looking at people's problems. By solving the problems, we're going to make money. You give people what they want, then by default you get what you want. Is that right? But remember, those 4 classes of people all had a problem which meant they couldn't buy a property. Let's take a property, let's say that we own this property. We purchased this property for £80,000. We're going to use £100,000 as a round figure because it works quite well. We bought it below market value, maybe 20% below market value. We bought it for £80,000. It's valued at £100,000. That's the value of the property today. We're going to sell that property to a first-time buyer. In 2 years' time, he's going to come in and lease this motor car, or lease this house, rent this house for 2 years, buy in 2 years' time. So now we've got to decide a price. We are going to put 5% in as growth for the first year, even in this market where prices are going down. We're going to put 5% in for the first year, and we're going to put another 5% in for the second year. So at the end of the second year, we're going to say that property is worth £110,250. And we're going to agree a fixed purchase price with this first-time buyer of £110,000. Does that look reasonable? Okay. So in 2 years' time, it's going to be that price. He agrees to do that. We fix that price. We sign that. It's done. That's the price he's going to pay for the property. Simple enough so far. So now we're increasing the price and selling the property, not cutting the price. The agreed fixed price is 110,000. I've used 85% as being the loans of value available in 2 years' time. Is that reasonable? Yeah? No?
What if it's not? What if it's not?
What if it's not? I've just used that
I know
85%.
that, but what if it's not?
What if it's not? And we'll come to that. We don't have to do it. I've had to use a figure. So I've used, for residential mortgage, 85%. I think is a reasonable guess. Okay? We're going to use that anyway. So in 2 years' time, when the guy comes to buy the property, he's going to need a deposit of 15%, which is 16,500. We are going to take an initial option fee from him, which is that 3 months car rental up front, if you like. That's an initial lump of money he's going to give us. When he moves into the property tomorrow, we're going to take 8,250 off him, enfold it, put it in our back pocket. That's ours. That's the money he's got saved up, which is not enough for him to buy a house. That's his savings, and he's going to give that to us as his initial option fee. That shows us he's committed. That's the hurt money, making sure he's a proper person. So the balance of the deposit required in 2 years' time is 8,250. What we're going to do is we're going to rent the property to him on an assured short-hold tenancy, absolutely normal, at a market rent of £500 a month. Nothing new in that, it's a proper AST, all the other things that go with it, and his rent is £500 a month. And what he's also going to pay on top of the £500 a month is about £195 a month as a monthly option fee. That'll be a total of £695. I've got a mortgage broker in the room. Tell me, 85% of that's about 93,000. 93,000 on a P&I repayment at 5% is going to be something like £700 a month, more or less. Yeah. So what we're doing now is we're getting this guy used to paying out that sort of money. So that's what he's going to be paying out when he gets his mortgage. So it's good for him to get into that. And he's paying us a bit of extra rent as well. And that monthly option fee goes towards his deposit. It's going to be a 2-year option. First month is going to be his initial option fee. We're going to run it in over 22 months. For over 22 months, what we're going to do is we're going to say, every time you pay this rent on time, absolutely on the button on time, if it's due on the 4th, you pay it on the 4th. Every time you pay it on the 4th, on time, we're going to double it. We're going to give you £195 credit against your deposit. And we are going to stick another £195 credit in, so that every month that you pay on time, you're going to get £390 credited to your deposit. Is he going to pay his rent on time?
No, definitely.
Because if he doesn't, he only gets up, he doesn't even get £195 credited. Have you now got a motivated tenant? Yeah? 22 months, 398, 8580. Does that cover our deposit? So now in 2 years we've got the deposit paid. We've got it. We've got it in our back pocket enfolded. It's been paid across. So in 2 years' time we can go and get 85% balance of the mortgage, pay across, job done. We bought this house at £80,000. We probably did it on a no money in deal. We did it on interest only. Interest only on 80,000 at 5%, more or less, £335. That's our mortgage that we're paying right now. We're paying £335 a month mortgage. How much we get a month off the purchaser? £695. Is that nice? So what have we got so far? We've got 8,250 enfolded in our back pocket, same one. And we're getting £360 a month positive cash flow. Is that properly an asset or a liability?